How can you support Trump when he literally has Nazi soldiers on the streets killing people for no reason? Well, let's try and answer that question. Well, let's imagine first that it's actually a question that wants an answer. It's not. You know, when people ask questions that they don't really want an answer to. But guess what? Just like you can pretend to ask a question as if you really want the answer, I can also pretend that you're really asking that question and I'll answer it. But what happens there is once I've answered it, you can no longer pretend that you want to ask that question because I've already answered it. So your little tactic doesn't really work. It's stupid to do what you're doing. You see, I'm not stupid. I actually know that people don't really believe what they say they believe. I know that when people say, she didn't even hit him with the car, I know that they know that she did hit him with the car in the video. They just pretend they haven't seen it. Well, it doesn't look like that in the video. Yeah, not in the video that you keep passing around where you can't see what's going on. And then there's another video where you still can't see what's going on. But there's a third video where you see the woman hit him with the car and you just pretend that you haven't seen that. I know you've seen that. It's like pantomime. He's behind you! He's behind you! And they go, where? And they look to their left behind them and the bad guy moves slightly to the right and you don't see him. He's behind you! And then they look, where? They look slightly to the right and he's not there either, he's moved. The actor in the pantomime knows that he's behind him, like he knows that. It's all an act. It's like part of this game. So how do I know that you're pretending not to know things? How do I know that you don't actually just not know them? Let's take Renee Good, for example. She tries to run a dude over, he shoots her in the face. You see a video shot from behind the car where you can't really see what's going on. And then there's another video filmed by the guy, but when he gets hit by the car, the phone just looks up in the air. You can't actually see what's going on. But eventually, you do see that other video. It gets passed around on the internet. Eventually, you do see it. But you never question, wait a minute, if I'm watching the news and the news reporters are supposed to be telling me what's going on, surely the news reporters have seen that other video. Why didn't they show it to me? You've never asked yourself that. You've never questioned, oh, how come like a couple of weeks later I see this other video that I never saw that shows her hitting him? And I know you don't really care if she hit him or not. That's nothing to do with it. It's not about the woman in the car. It's not about the guy shooting her in the face. It's about the video. Why didn't you see it? Why was there all of this argument for 2 weeks about whether she hit him or not? When it was on video, day one. I love it when they say, new footage has emerged. A new video has emerged. First of all, there's no such thing as new video. Video can only be videotaped at the time. The video is as old as the incident. If the incident happens on a Monday, you don't get a new video on Wednesday. It's the same video from Monday, you just haven't seen it yet. So there's no such thing as new video, okay? And it didn't, that says emerged is actually the right word. Is you tried to bury it, but it's emerged. And for weeks, you actually knew it was there, and people were basically going, he's behind you, and you were going, where? Where? I can't see it. Where? It's ridiculous. And yeah, if you just wanted to know what was going on, so you tuned into the news, and then weeks later you saw that other video, and you just didn't know about it because you trusted the news, fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just when you carry on trusting those same news sources after that, that's when I just know that you don't really care. You only listen to people that tell you what you already think. You already think a certain thing, and the people that are repeating that back to you, you go, yeah, I'll listen to them, even though they withhold videos from me. Here's a question. What is ICE? It's Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Right, so these are the supposed Nazis that are on the street killing people for no reason. President Barack Obama used ICE to deport illegal immigrants, and no one cared. Do you know why no one cared? Because he's a left-wing politician, president, backed by the left-wing media, so the media weren't telling you to be outraged about what he was doing, so you weren't outraged. But now, you've got Trump as the president, and he's doing it, and you need something to be outraged about, so now ICE are Nazis. Basically, we're going to act like these immigration laws are actually just random rules that Trump, the dictator, just made up 5 minutes ago. And we're going to act like having ICE agents deployed onto the streets to get rid of illegal immigrants is actually unlawful and unconstitutional, and he shouldn't be doing it. Even though that's evidently not true, because previous presidents have done the same thing and you didn't care. So, before we get to the brutal killings of Renee Good and this Alex Pretty, why do you need to get rid of illegal immigrants anyway, in the first place? Like, why do you need to do that? They just want a better life. First of all, they just want a better life is the stupidest argument ever. Like, I can't believe people say it with a straight face and actually think it means anything. Like, anyone can do anything and say they just wanted a better life. You could justify any crime with that. If someone stops you on the street and says, "Give me all your money," and holds a gun up to you, and then they've just mugged you and you have to give them all your money, well, they just wanted a better life. Their life is better now that they have your money. If a man wants to have sex with a woman and she doesn't want to have sex with him, and he just rapes her, well, he just wanted to have a better life. His life wasn't as good when he wasn't having sex. Now he's raped her, he got to have sex, his life is better. You can justify anything by just going, well, I just wanted to have a better life. It's like the stupidest thing ever. I can't believe people say this. They just want a better life. Yeah, well, doesn't everyone? But seriously, why do we need to get rid of illegal immigrants? Now, if you don't understand why you can't just have open borders, like, I can't really help you. It's like a little bit too late. You've obviously never listened to a political debate about this. You just don't know anything, okay? You've never heard the phrase death by 1,000 cuts. You know, if you're saying things like they just want a better life, then I know you're a lost cause. It's like if someone tries to tell you that when you let loads of people in, the crime rate goes sky high and you get loads more murders and rapes. You'll just turn around and say stupid things like, oh, well, there's people here that murder and rape that already live here. That's like if the house is on fire and there's people burning to death, they're dying in the house, and then you stand out the front of the house and just start shooting people. You shoot someone on the street and go, well, the fire's killing more people than I do. You know, it doesn't make a difference if I do it. Like, do you really not understand that adding more murder and more rape to your country is worse than if you didn't do that? Like, maybe you know of some people that snuck into the country and they're doing just fine and they're not murderers or rapists and they get jobs and they work really hard and they're great and they're actually like adding to our country. They're making it better, yeah. But you just can't wrap your head around the idea that if you let millions and millions and millions of people in from their shit countries, and they are shit countries, that's why they're coming here. Because it's the same thing in England, by the way. This is America and England. I could say the same thing. Why do you think they come here? Because it's better here. Duh. They just want a better life. You said it yourself. They just want a better life. But if millions and millions and millions of them come here and they don't respect the laws and they don't respect anything, they just turn your good country into their shit country. You can't just keep letting them in. So if you don't understand any of that, then tough shit. I guess you're just not going to understand it. Like I said earlier, you've obviously never listened to a political debate about immigration. If you want, I can give you the short version, a really quick run through of how that debate would go if you were going to listen to it. I can save you the time. What happens is one person will be debating that we should have strong borders. The other person will be debating that we should have open borders. The person debating that we should have strong borders will make about 6,000 million points why it would be bad to let loads and loads and loads of immigrants in without any checking. And then the person who wants open borders will essentially just say in many words, "You're mean. Stop being mean." Or you're racist. They won't have any points. Or they'll make up shit and say, having loads of immigrants actually adds value to our, and helps the economy, and actually helps this and helps that. And it's all bollocks. It's all obviously not true. Do you know how many immigrants come over to your country, earn money in your country, and then send that money back to their own country? Yeah, that helps the economy, apparently. It's like obviously not true. And if you're pretending not to understand that because you just got this thing where you want to look like you're opening your arms and caring about people from shitty countries or whatever, then let them go and live at your house. I know you won't. You know, if you want to pretend, then fuck you. I'm not playing along with you. No one's playing along with you anymore. We're just moving on without you. We've heard all your shit. We've heard they just want a better life and all your stupid crap. We've got murderers and rapists here too. Ugh. Well, that makes it okay then. Do you know what I mean? You're right, yeah. We'll just have eternal amounts of illegal immigrants coming in. They won't be illegal because we'll just get rid of the laws. We'll have no borders. It'll be fine. Nothing bad will happen. So anyway, what's really going on in America right now? It's quite simple. Trump is doing what any other president would do before him, and he's deporting illegal immigrants. He's kind of having to work overtime and do it double time because the previous president, Joe Biden, let in like a zillion illegal immigrants and didn't do anything about it. So he's got to get rid of all of them. And politically, Trump's opposition, the Democrats, are trying to frame Trump as an evil dictator. He's the new Hitler. So they're saying that he shouldn't be doing this. This isn't normal at all. Well, no, what's he even doing? He's just making up the rules as he goes along. And this is unlawful and unconstitutional. And you should get out of there. You should get out there and protest him. You should stand up to him. You should get armed. You should get guns and go and stand up to the tyranny. This is complete bullshit. It is lawful. He's literally enforcing the law, the laws that have always been, not new laws that he just made up. You know, like with COVID, where they actually just made up rules that weren't the law and tried to enforce it like it was law. That was actual tyranny. Yeah, do you remember that? And you were totally for that. The same people that were against ICE are the same people that were for that, and they wore masks, and we wanted everyone to wear masks, and now they're complaining about ICE wearing masks. No, the American laws of immigration. And the Democrats are winding people up, trying to get them to go crazy and cause chaos, and then they either get to say, look at the chaos on the streets when Trump's the president, or Trump is going to have to clamp down on that chaos, and then they get to say, oh, look at the evil dictator taking away your rights and oppressing people. Now, notice that the Democrat politicians that are telling people to do this, they don't show up to the protests. No, they're just telling you to do it. They're basically throwing you into the meat grinder knowing you're going to get shot. And then they go, oh my God, he's shooting people. Look, we've got to stop him. Now, do I agree with shooting people? Do I think it's justified? Do I think that Alex Pretty deserved to die? Do I think that Renee Good deserved to die? No, but, and there is a big but. First of all, let's look at January the 6th, when Ashley Babbitt, the Trump supporter, got shot. Do I think she deserved to die? No. But I can't really blame the guy for shooting her. It's like if someone keeps playing with fire, you don't hope they get burned, but when they do get burned, you go, well, that's why you shouldn't play with fire. In the January the 6th Ashley Babbitt case, she was trying to break through a window and she had a massive screaming mob behind her. And the guy on the other side of that window, when he starts seeing people piling through the window, he has every reason to believe that those people are going to hurt him or worse. And it's called a justified shoot. It doesn't mean justified as in it's right and you deserve to die. It's if you're him, you have every reason to believe that you're under threat. And he shot her. Now, the reason that I talk about that case is because I support Donald Trump. And I believe that the election was stolen in 2020. And if I was in America, I would have attended January 6th. But I wouldn't have tried to smash through windows and climb through windows. I wouldn't have done that. I would have expected to get shot or arrested or something. So I'm just trying to show that these people that are protesting ICE, I can empathise with them. I would go to that protest on January the 6th, but I wouldn't have got myself shot, you see. Just like if I was protesting ICE, I wouldn't throw things at them. I wouldn't try and run them over in my car. And I wouldn't try and intervene when ICE are detaining a woman, especially not with a gun on me, with 2 extra magazines full of bullets. I wouldn't do what these people did. Now, does that mean I think they deserve to die? No, but they're playing with fire, aren't they? And why? Why are they playing with fire? Why are they putting themselves in such danger? Well, because they've been told that these ICE agents are Nazis and it's unlawful and they shouldn't be doing that anyway, and you need to go and stop them. And they go and cause a load of chaos, and then they go, look at the chaos! ICE are bringing chaos to the streets. It's like, no, you're the chaos. You're the chaos. Without you, they just come and get the immigrant and then go. Like, there's none of this fucking shooting people. Have you noticed they've not killed any immigrants? They've killed so-called protesters that are doing a little bit more than just protesting. And since you guys who love immigrants so much, you think that you're the super empathetic ones, well, why don't you demonstrate a little bit of empathy and try and empathise with the ICE agents? Because that's what you're not doing when you're looking at these scenarios. It's like, imagine you're the ICE agent and your job is to go and get the immigrant, but there's a bunch of lunatics there that aren't immigrants. They're there to defend the immigrants. And they're screaming and shouting at you and throwing things at you, and you've seen all this shit online and on TV of them saying that they're coming to get you and they're going to kill you. So then you're not really going to take any chances with these people, are you? You see, I know the way that on TV and on the internet it's been portrayed that ICE are like hunting people down. So someone's just sitting in the park having a picnic, and then ICE jump out of the bushes and shoot you in the face for no reason. Whereas really, these protesters are hunting ICE down, literally. They're finding out their locations and their coordinates and where they're going, and they're going there to harass and intimidate them. And the ICE agents have seen all of these lunatics online saying that they're going to kill them. So when they get approached by one of these lunatics and he's got a gun, they have every reason to believe that he's going to do something. They feel threatened. And when they got the guy on the floor and you're like, why is he being so rough with him? He hasn't even done much. It's like, yeah, but you're seeing that from an outside looking in. Imagine if you're the ICE agent, you haven't just got the guy on the floor in front of you. Everyone around you is just like these zombies coming towards you, and they might want to get you too. Like, you're going to be fearful. Anyway, I know you don't care about that. But the other part of this is, well, I thought you Trumpsters were supposed to be anti-government and you were supposed to be like, fuck the tyranny and fuck this and fuck that. Why are you such a bootlicker? Why are you licking the boots of the regime? And it's like, okay, Trump literally ran on this. He literally said, if I'm the president, I'm going to get ICE to deport all of these illegal immigrants. This isn't a surprise. This is what the people voted for, so of course they like it. Then you go, oh, but you're justifying them killing these innocent people. And it's like, okay. So let's talk about force for a second. How much force is necessary to enforce the law? Notice that ICE is Immigration and Customs Enforcement. That's what the E in ICE stands for, ICE, enforcement. So how much force is necessary to enforce the law? Well, you've got to take things to their logical conclusion. You've got to be able to see how things go if you don't do this. So ICE aren't police officers, but they are agents enforcing the law. So imagine they're like traffic wardens. So imagine you park on a double yellow line and the traffic warden gives you a ticket. Your penalty is you've got to pay the fine. But if you don't pay the fine, you could go to prison. Now, that doesn't mean that you get put in prison for parking on a double yellow line. You could have paid the fine, but you didn't, and now you're going to prison because we have to reinforce this, otherwise you just won't pay the ticket. Now imagine if a traffic warden tries to give you a ticket, but you and all your friends turn up and threaten him and go, fuck off, you're not doing this, you're not supposed to be doing this, fuck off! And then the traffic warden gets scared and runs away. Because you and all your friends could just get in a gang, and every time a fucking traffic warden tries to give someone a ticket, you can just go and scare them off. And if you can just tell a traffic warden to fuck off and then they can't do their job, then everyone will just be parking on double yellow lines all the time, and then there'll be more car crashes. So do I think that you should be forced to the ground, face first, with your hands behind your back, and have handcuffs put on you and dragged into a jail cell for parking on a double yellow line? No. But if you don't want to pay the ticket and you just want to park where the fuck you want, and you think that you and your friends can turn up and just intimidate traffic wardens and you don't give a fuck, well, then when you get arrested and you're thrown on the ground and maced in the face, it's like, well, did you think you were just able to just bully your way into what you want? Like, A, how do you not know that you're the terrorist in that scenario? And secondly, yeah, I'm not all for heavy enforcement of law just in the first place, but when you resist the law, there has to be some enforcement. Otherwise, you could just resist the law and then there'd be no law. If a policeman tried to arrest you and you just said, fuck off, I don't want to be arrested, and they went, oh, okay, and they just backed off, then people would just be committing crime left, right and centre. So if ICE are deporting an illegal immigrant and you don't like that, so you show up to fight them and stop them from doing that, and they shoot you, they're wrong for doing that, okay? That's what you're saying. So what's the alternative? Are they supposed to have a fist fight with you forever and fight 100 people on the street with their fists? Of course they're going to shoot you. If they don't, what's the alternative? Are they supposed to back off? Because you and your friends turned up and said, fuck off, you're not doing this. Okay, then they just go away and they don't deport any immigrants because you said so? So you think that you're fighting Trump, you're resisting tyranny, he's a dictator making up his own rules. No, actually, you are making up your own rules. Trump is enforcing the law, and you are trying to enforce your made up rules with fear and intimidation. You're the tyranny, you're the chaos. And guess what? You're the bootlicker. You're the ultimate bootlicker. You are willing to sacrifice yourself just so that Democrats can have their little pet immigrants. You're the little attack dogs. You're the little useful idiots that the politicians are using to go and pick a fight that you can't win, just so they can use you as a political pawn, so that they can justify overthrowing Trump because there's too much killing and chaos on the streets. And it's you that's going to get killed. You're supposed to die. You're supposed to get shot. That's what they're sending you in there to do. They know that they can't beat Trump politically, so their best bet is to encourage people to basically start a civil war, and it looks like their plan is going to work because you are mentally ill.